Just coming from different sensors. So the sensor that's looking rearward is the kind of purple color.
Oh, okay.
The other sensor is the one on the side. So this lets us know which sensor that's coming from. Okay, so right now it drives like a normal car. I'm manually driving just like any other car. I put it into auto. Now it just takes over. The car's driving for me. So everything is controlled by a computer now. Brake, throttle, steering, gear shifting.
You're doing nothing.
Yes, secondary controls like turn signals, things like that. All of that's happening by a computer.
But how does it know? Oh, you've already got a pre-programmed route? I mean, how does it know that?
It's like a navigation system in your car. So it has a map of these roads, and then you put in a destination where you would like it to take you. It figures out the best route to get there, just like your navigation system, but then it executes the route for you.
Okay. So you put in that address there?
Yes.
And it'll go around the block to do that?
And then we'll go down I-395 south at highway speeds and come back.
Debbie told me to do the...
Oh, just the loop?
Just the loop, so that's
okay.
That's okay. So it's just going to drive around here.
Okay.
To try to stay on schedule, I guess.
Okay. Who got you off schedule?
I'm not sure. I don't.
That thing's happening.
We're not in the blame game. We're not.
We have a tight schedule already. I think I don't.
Every half hour you
every half hour, yeah. And the thing about this driving around here is it's really unpredictable how long it will take. To get through a few of these traffic lights doesn't take long,
but it doesn't show you your route like a GPS would do.
It does. It's just updating it kind of in a different way. So you see this green line here.
Right.
So it's basically updated the route to here because it knows that there's a traffic light there, so it has to stop. But as we push through here, you'll see this extend out further. Yeah. So you will know.
Ahead of it.
Yeah.
But it's not the whole route because that can change based upon.
Yeah, it's making real-time decisions. So it changes the routes based on what's happening with traffic and other constraints.
So.
You see that it's just turning, it stops.
So you can see it's planning to drive down this road.
Jared, if you can lift both the hands and show that you're not doing nothing else.
And I'm also not controlling the brake or throttle. However, I can take over anytime. I can take over the steering, take over the brake. I can push this button that gives me control back, or I can push this emergency button, which will shut everything down.
But it doesn't emergency. It's not like an emergency stop that we know we're just.
It won't stop the car. It will shut all of the auxiliary systems down.
Then you got
it's basically a stock car at that point. Mechanically and electrically, it disconnects all of the autonomy system.
If you wanted to put this equipment into a regular vehicle, what would be the cost addition?
I guess in the next few years, by 2020, the equipment will be about $3,000, $5,000.
Okay.
On top of the car, of course.
Right. What is the cost now?
Now it's probably several tens of thousands of dollars.
Okay.
Right? But the costs are dropping dramatically as we speak.
Okay.
But we built this in 2011. It's already 3 years, like 2 generations behind.
Okay.
In terms of technology.
Because as he was pointing out, in the bumper and there's lasers and all these other sensors, so you'd almost have. I don't think you could place it in a vehicle, but it'd be vehicles newly purchased.
Yeah, it would probably be integrated in the car, much like radar systems are in the cars today for adaptive cruise control, for blind spot detection, for lane changes. Those kinds of sensors are integrated into the design of the car, so that you don't have all these things hanging off your car.
It's actually a little faster turn than I would have taken.
Hey John, do you have that adaptive cruise control in your Explorer?
I don't think so.
I'm going to manually take over here because I think this guy's not going to move. So you can see it detects him, it's going to stop here, but it doesn't. It doesn't know. It doesn't have the reasoning that we have. It doesn't know that the cone is there, so that means he's probably not going to move. It's going to expect him to drive through the intersection, so I will.
So he'll take manual control and switch back as soon as we cross that.
So the idea is to bike here too. Yeah, just as soon as I get through here and I think it's safe. Maybe I'll just pass through. Maybe I'll just pass this guy. Yeah. And so that's what it takes to take over, and then you're going to put it back into autonomous mode. And anytime at any speed, it's continuously planning and figuring out. So even though I did something different than what it wanted to do, it can just take over. And
does it sense the turn signals and stuff of the vehicles in front of you, or just the vehicles? But like
the version that we have on the version we're running right now does not sense the turn signals.
But it senses the traffic light ahead.
Yeah, so it uses the vision system to detect the traffic light. For intentions of the cars, it knows about the maps and connectivity. So it basically guesses
if they're in a turn lane, you know they're going to turn.
That kind of thing, and then it can observe them. So based on how they're moving, it will eventually become very certain about what the car's going to do.
Is there storage on traveled areas, and then that's updated, or is it just all real-time information based on the app? In other words, you're driving this route, you can be driving it 15 times a day. Is there a stored information about the roads, the pathways, the lights?
We currently do not have that.
Sure, we don't store things for reuse later. There's an opportunity to do that. We do log all of the data, so we will have everything from this run, but that's really for our development team to look at. We're not feeding that back into the system at a later time. So it's figuring everything out in real time. Right here as well. I'll just take over.
Autonomous ready.
Take over. Go around this too.
Autonomous
Those are the challenges here. There's a lot of the challenges that we see are these tour buses and cabs. They not only do they stop everywhere, but they'll just stop kind of in like sideways in the road sometimes.
Where you really wouldn't expect someone normally to stop.
Right. And to date we don't have like taxi cab recognition, so it can't really tell the difference whether cars are queuing up or you're stopping to pick up a passenger. So what it can do is change lanes and go around cars that are stopping, but in this case, stopping in the intersection, things like that, it has pretty conservative rules. It won't change lanes in an intersection. So it's kind of tight place for it to drive. And then here we have a work zone construction.
So you have the goals to find out, right?
Yeah, I will just take over and go through. I don't want to test.
Autonomous ready.
I don't want to test capabilities with people just working on the side of the road or something like that. So we'll just make sure it's safe.
And with VIPs in the car, we want to be extra cautious.
Yeah. Well, he's in the back seat, so he's even more protected.
So we don't anticipate a problem here. It will stop. It won't run through this construction sign. But given that I can't really see if there's a guy maybe popping out next to that truck or something like that, I just feel better.
No, that's okay. It's always better to be safe.
That guy stopped it. This guy stopped it.
Oh, this guy stopped too?
Anymore.
He's moving. Maybe.
I decided whether I need to go around. I think I need to go around.
Yeah, he stopped it.
Metro P, you never see him, and now you see him all over the place.
Autonomous driving.
So just like cruise control, you engage, disengage as you need to. So just think of it as really a super cruise control.
That's great. And this is a very complex environment, maybe as complex as it gets. And so you can imagine that especially on the highway, you could drive very long distances and without having to do anything.
Pedal cab.
Yeah. Yeah, you name it, we've seen it since we've been driving around here.
So the driving experience just very much feels like as if a human is driving throughout.
So did you drive this vehicle out here from the school, or did you haul it?
We drove it.
Autonomous
We drove
ready.
it.
So
And,
did you autonomously drive it?
Yes.
Most of it.
Most of it?
Yes, that's about 230 miles. About.
This is,
Yeah, so
this is great. Thank you.
Thanks
very
for
much.
your time, sir.
No, I
I'm Raj
appreciate it.
Kumar.
Rodney Davis, nice to
Nice to
meet
meet
you. Thank you.